Hello everybody, this is Howard, the Teaser King. Just want to have a little conversation about this football playoff and just college football in general. I find the rankings stupid. I think it's mostly for TV so they can advertise one's playing two, or like when Alabama played LSU, two playing four. Well, okay, so how come if two plays four and one of them loses, then all of a sudden the loser's number 10? It makes no sense. I find it's all for advertising and dollars. It's got nothing to do with who's the real best team. It's all matchups. Alabama plays Baylor, they lose by 30. Alabama played Ole Miss, they lost by, well, they were down by 20. I think they lost by 12 or something like that. They can't handle good passing teams. There is no good passing team in the SEC, so therefore they win. The one that was good was Ole Miss. That's why I locked Alabama against Mississippi State, because Mississippi State's not a really good throwing team. Dak Prescott, not a real good quarterback. He's a good running quarterback, but Alabama eats that up. None of the teams have good quarterbacks this year, and that's so Alabama sneaks in. I mean, I never seen a conference without good quarterbacks like the SEC year in and year out. South Carolina once in a while has one. Georgia once in a while has one. Florida hasn't had one in 6-7 years. Tennessee, I mean, it's just pathetic that they don't have good quarterbacks, a good throwing quarterback. It's insane. So it's all about matchups. Every game's about matchup. There really isn't an upset. That's what I look for when I'm doing my picks. I'm putting Alabama. I look at them against Mississippi State. My eyes get all wide, and then I look at the number, and they're only laying 7. I cut it to 1. It's like it's a joke. There's no way they're going to lose. There's no way they're not going to cover 1 point. And that's really what I'm looking at when I play my games. I want to clear one thing up because this is really bothering me. When I lock a game, I'm locking the team. I'm locking one team. If I locked Alabama last week, that's the lock. It's not the teasers that Alabama's in is not the lock. I call it a lock because I'm playing two teams that I've locked in the teaser, but each team individually is the lock. I know I'm playing teasers, and that's what I keep saying. I played Alabama in 3 teasers. If I play them with another team that I deem a lock, the play is a lock play. If I play them with a team that I don't really want to lock, but I think they're strong, like Alabama, if I played them with the Carolina Panthers, I could have locked Carolina last week, but I didn't. So it's not a lock teaser. But the lock teaser was Alabama with, let's say, the Arizona Cardinals. That would have been a lock teaser bet. And, I'm getting kind of frustrated here that I've explained this over and over and over, and people aren't getting it. The lock is the team. If I'm 25-1 in locks, I've had 26 teams that I've locked. I've won much more than 25 teasers with the locked team. I'll put Alabama in 3 teasers. I put whoever I've locked, Michigan State, Oregon, Memphis, Western, whoever I'm locking, I'm putting in 3 teasers. Now, they might not all be lock teasers because it has to be with another locked team. And I usually find 3 or 4 teams. So when I go 5-0, when I went from 15-1 to 20-1, there was 5 teams that I locked, and all 5 of the locked teams won. And I had them in a lot more than 5 teasers. Probably had them in 12 to 13 teasers if you want to get official. You've got to understand this. Yes, I'm playing teasers, but that doesn't mean if Alabama wins and the other team loses, Alabama's the lock. The team is the lock. It's put in 3 teasers, 4 teasers. So every teaser that wins with Alabama, I only count it once. I only count Alabama 1. That was the lock. I'm locking the team. If I find a second team to lock it with, then it's a lock teaser, which just means bet more on it because the game I like it. It's really strong because I found 2 strong teams to lock. Basically, that's what I'm looking for. I have 3 teams that I've locked this week. I will play them in at least 1, 2, 3, probably 6 teasers. The team that gets locked in 3 teasers is the locked team. So let's clear all this up right now, because this is totally the way I've been doing this for 40 years, and I'm getting really frustrated, and I don't want to get frustrated. I just want to pick winners. So to make it perfectly clear, I lock a team, 1 team. If I find a second team to lock, it's a lock teaser. If I don't, I'll take Alabama and put them in 3 or 4 teasers with other teams, and I will just lock Alabama, and that's it. So that's what I do. I find a game that absolutely is really strong. I know they're going to win. The matchup's there, and I pound it, and that's what I do. And I put them in multiple teasers because it's a strong play. I know it's going to win, and it wins, and I have it in 2, 3 teasers, and I take advantage of it. I bet more on it, so I can have, whatever the percentage is. It doesn't matter, because if I play one team in 3 teasers and they win, and I play it for more money, then I come down here and say, well, I like the game, but I don't love it. There's more risk involved, so I'm just going to play it small, and I lose that game. I could lose 2 or 3 of those teasers, and as long as I win the lock team in 3 or 4 big teasers, I've hit 3 big teasers, I've lost 3 small teasers. What's my winning percentage? 50%, but guess what? Everybody made money, because you bet a lot more on the lock team than you did on the weaker teams, but I like them. Example of one this week is like Washington State. I like Washington State this week. They're playing Colorado. They've been playing really well. They still have a chance to win their division. So I'm taking them from 15 down to 9. But I'm not going to love it. I'm not locking it, because even though they're playing Colorado, there's risk. Are they going to blow them out or not? Washington State's a very good team. Let's not forget, they beat Oregon, and they should have had Stanford. They lost to Stanford because they missed a field goal, or Stanford made one. They lost by like a point. They just beat UCLA. So Washington State's a very, very good team. But I'm not locking it, because if the point spread was 7 or 8, it would be a lock, because they're going to win for sure at home. Against Colorado, I think their quarterback's out. I'll double check that. Anyway, second thing is these over-unders. They move, and they move big time. And I'm noticing that. I think there's tremendous opportunity for us to make a lot of money with the over-unders. Normally, they'll start out, let's say, at 50. And I think I quoted one. It was Toledo a few weeks ago. Started at 60, ended at 52. So I'm putting it, as soon as I like it, at an under, and it's at 60 dropping to 58, and I play it, then it goes down to 54 or 52, I'm going to play it again. That's just the way the nature of it is. So you might have it in there a couple of times. I'm trying to get the best line, and therefore I'm noticing a lot of the times I'll play an over-under early before it runs. Sometimes we had weather issues where an over actually came down because of the weather. You got to be a little more careful in November. But generally, I'm looking, this week, Baylor plays, I think, Oklahoma State. It's a 78 over-under. I might get it in early, because by the time game time, it's going to be 83, 84. So I'm trying to save everybody money by saying, hey, I like the over. It's 78. I assume it's going to 83, 84, because every time I watch an over-under, it moves 5, 6 points. Everything I'm doing is about making you money. I make my own bets. I make my own money. I don't do this for myself. I do this to help people and to make money for the people. That's why I'm here. I do the best I can, and that's why I post my results. I know a lot of guys, they just say, it's a 5-unit play. And they post whatever line is beneficial to them, and that's what they do. And I look for the best line. I shot for it. I'll add games Saturday, Sunday. I'm watching the games. If I lose a game, let's say I bet the pros, and last week, Green Bay I had over Detroit, and they're losing, and they end up where I go, they're going to lose. But I still have the 4 o'clock games, so I will then play a teaser where I'll take New England was at 4:30, and I play them with Arizona because Arizona is a night game. But I might have had Green Bay with New England, and Green Bay loses, so I've lost a teaser with New England. But I love New England, so I play New England again back with a later game, Arizona. I'm thinking always, and especially if it's a big game or a strong game, and I lose the first half of the teaser, I want to play it again. So I'm doing that behind the scenes at 3 o'clock on a Sunday. I can see they're going to lose, and I'll replay it. And that's purely for your benefit. I've already made the bet. I mean, I don't have to do that, but I'm doing it to show you, still play the teaser. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is because I know teasers, it's a very, very art and science pick. The science is just looking at the numbers. That's not hard. The art is putting them together. How much do I bet? I've lost the first half. Do I play the second half? Do I trap the game? I mean, this is far, far over a master's degree to understand teasers. You can't just play them all. You can't just play 4 teams and 2 teasers for $100. It's not going to work. You'll never win, because you're never going to go 4-0. You'll go 4-0 once in a while, but I don't have to go 4-0. As long as I can figure out the lock, which I'm very, very good at. Once I get that lock, I play them in 2 or 3 teasers bigger, and then I play the smaller games, so I could actually have a losing percentage, because I could lose 5 games but hit the lock for 4 but for far more dollars and end up winning money. And that's what it's all about, is understanding that art of it. So basically that's what I'm trying to say. I'm shopping for the best line for you. If I change the line, it's the best line for you, telling you, hey, take this line. I've already made my bet. I don't need to do anything, but I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. I want everybody to make money. That's the whole goal here. That's my motto on my site. I'm here to make you money. I make my own money. I've never had a losing year betting teasers, and I started in 1977. So you see, I post my results. You can see I'm up about $30,000 right now. I'll probably end up about 50 or 60,000 just because now I got it really nailed in, and the pros are getting easier and easier. You get your flukes. Okay, Green Bay lost. Denver, I hate that. Manning plays hurt. Okay, it'd be really nice if you told everybody, like everybody else does on the injury report. I'm getting tired of this Manning guy playing hurt, throwing 4 completions and 10 interceptions, and you got Denver bet because they own Kansas City, assuming Manning's healthy, which you can only listen to what they're saying, not that he's got a hurt foot or hurt ribs or whatever it is. That's part of it, but I only get burned once with it. I'll stay away from Denver until he proves he's 100%. If he's not, I won't play him, and there's plenty of teams to play. Anyway, so that's what I do. That's what I've been doing. So I'm very good at finding the strong play, the strong matchup. That's the key to me, is finding and understanding a matchup. There is never an upset. It's all matchups. And once you understand that, and you can see common opponents. I do that a lot, where a team loses to Western Michigan, who's a good offensive team, plays Bowling Green, who's a good offensive team, and if Western Michigan beat them by 30, guess what? Bowling Green's going to beat them by 30. Now here's an interesting game this week: is Memphis and Tennessee, Memphis and Temple. You got to be very careful here. I like the underdog in the game. Why? Because Temple's an extremely strong defensive team. That's the team that's going to give Memphis trouble. Now Temple beat Cincinnati, who's also a very good passing team. So Memphis, as you see when they play these stronger teams, the Houston, the Navy, they're losing the Navy. Well, Navy just ran it down their throat and had time of possession. Houston, they had them by 20 and they couldn't hold them. And I saw them against Cincinnati, Memphis, they couldn't hold them. Now, Temple doesn't have that strong of an offense. They got a killer defense. They can run the ball. So I look for Temple's defense at home to keep the game relatively close. The weather could be it. But again, now if Temple goes favorite, I love Memphis. I love the dog in this game. But again, it's a tough defense. Always beats a strong offense. Always, always, always. And that's what you got to look at. So you look at the matchups, And you can see Memphis has a hard time with a fairly good defensive team, and Temple beat Cincinnati, who's a good passing team. They beat Penn State, who's not really that good of a passing team, but it's still Penn State. So you just keep an eye on it. And that's all you're looking for. Everything's matchups. Once you understand that and you know how to read it, that's fine. And there's 128 teams I'm reading for matchups. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. You know, I don't know how people play my picks. I don't know if they're playing 5-team teasers, 10-team teasers, 3-team teasers. I don't even know if they're taking my picks. I don't know if they're taking my picks and going against their picks. And they're saying, you know, I like Texas, and Howard likes Texas. Okay, I'm going to play Texas. I like Oklahoma. Howard doesn't. He likes Baylor. I'm not going to play Oklahoma because Howard likes Baylor, and I won't even play the game. So I'm trying to give you my thoughts. You're paying for my advice and information and my 40 years of experience and the way I read things and the art of playing the teaser. I'm assuming you're betting teasers. You can go on these sites. You can go to Vegas, and there's not, 16 teasers. There's 10-team teasers. I give you the teaser. How you play it is your business. If you want to ask me, I tell you to play the lock stronger and in more teasers. And the weaker teams just play in one teaser. If that loses, don't mess around with it and play it for a smaller amount. Never play 4 teams and 2 teasers for the same amount, because you won't win. And that's the key to betting teasers. And I'm very successful at it. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is help you, because I can see time in and time again people, oh, I got a lot of money riding on this game, and I'm looking at them, why would you play that game for a lot of money? It just makes no sense. So I just scratch my head, just, trying to figure out why I'm giving you picks, and then you're ignoring the picks I give you, taking another pick and betting a lot on it, and then you end up losing because you played a strange pick for a lot of money instead of a strong pick for a lot of money. I don't understand that. But that's not up for me. I can only advise, and that's what I try to do, is advise and teach. And you can see my videos on the Holy Grail, on how to bet, on Masters. I'm doing it for you. I already know this. I know it inside out. It's my life. This is what I do all the time. And just, sometimes I get a little frustrated. So if I give a lock, I expect it's the team, and I expect that bet stronger and in multiple teasers. I'm on a nice tear with the teasers, picking teams. I was 25-1. Last week I had 4 winners. I had 3 winners, a push, and 2 losers. So let's say 3 winners is 28, and 2 losers is 28 and 3 and a push. So, if you're just listening to my locks, if I lock Alabama and the Arizona Cardinals in a teaser, both teams are the lock. If I just play Alabama with the Carolina Panthers, there is no lock. But if you can see that Alabama is in the lock with Arizona, then they're both lock picks. So therefore, Alabama in the second teaser with Carolina, but I don't say lock on it, Alabama's the lock team. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, and that's what I'm trying to teach you. That's the team to be betting on, are the teams in the lock teaser in multiple. I didn't lock Alabama with Carolina, because I didn't lock Carolina. I could have locked them. I was thinking about it because Tennessee's terrible. But I didn't. I thought I had enough locks. But that's my point. I still like Carolina strong and had them in 2 or 3 teasers. So you have to understand the lock in the lock teaser. Both those teams are locks. The teams are locks, not the play. The play is obviously a lock. It's the team I'm locking, the team I love. Alabama's going to win. Play them in 3 teasers big. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know how else to say it. If you don't get it, text me, email me, whatever you want. I'll explain it over and over and over until you get it. That's the goal. Find a strong team, bet it in multiple teasers for more money. And it's winning, as of before last week, it was 25-1. So you'd have 25, and you could have had them in 3 teasers each, so you'd be 75 and 3 in your teasers, taking a lock, putting them in 3 teasers for more money. So you should be up a ton. So that's all I can say. I mean, that's the way you bet the teaser. Take advantage of the lock team. That's the point of it. That's what I'm doing here. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me air my view. I don't know how else to explain it. That's how you win, and that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I post. Have a nice night. I'll be back with college and pro shortly. Nice college week this week. Nice pro week this week. 2 locks in the pros. That means 2 teams that I am locking, and I have 1 team I'm locking in college, and a couple other very strong plays. All right, everybody. www.teaserking.com. Have a great day. Good luck to you. And if you don't understand, ask me, please. Thank you very much.